Charlotte Corke, who's going to be telling us about lean startups, which build fast, fail cheap, and learn quickly. So welcome to the stage, Charlotte Corke.
Good evening, thanks for hanging around. So I'm Charlotte Corke, I'm a startup consultant at Nova, and I'm here to talk to you about Lean Startup. It's all about how to start businesses in a way that will hopefully lead to success. I'm sure there's lots of people here in the room tonight with brilliant ideas and want to have a dream of turning them into a business. But unfortunately, it's a sad fact that up to 90%, in fact over 90% of startups fail. There's lots of reasons for this. I've listed some of them in a second. Yeah, there we go. So running out of money before you're making any money, that's the biggest one, or one of the biggest ones. Not having the right people, business is all about people, getting out competed, loads of reasons why they fail, but actually the most common reason why businesses fail is that they build something that nobody wants. I don't know if anyone remembers the Sinclair C5. Poor old Clark, he thought it was a brilliant thing, but nobody wanted it, and that's the problem. You make something to solve a problem that people don't care about or they don't like your solution. So it's all about this holy trinity that you've got to get all these things right: feasibility, viability, desirability. Now, I think for people here, probably the feasibility side of things you're pretty good at. You know how to make things work. The viability, again, that's about making things, enough of them at scale at a cheap enough price. Again, I'm sure you could crack that one. But the hardest bit is the top of the trinity, the desirability. The problem is you can get both those two correct and fine and still fail as a business if you don't make it desirable. The problem there is that you're just making something that people don't want or that people don't really care about. You come up with a brilliant idea, but you're the only one that's passionate about it. So how do we solve that problem? And that's where this idea of Lean Startup came from, or builds on. And it's all about learning all the time and finding out from your potential customers and users what they want from the earliest possible point. So it's this build, measure, learn cycle. You build things, you get them in front of your users, you measure how they interact with them, you learn whether you need to pivot or persevere, and in other words, change tack or carry on. And you have this validated learning cycle. So you're testing your vision. You've got a vision for what you want to do with your business, but you don't just sit in your garage or your studio for a year working on it. You get out there straight away and start trying to validate whether anyone else is interested in what you want to do. So this is really critical. You have to have a customer or user panel. These are the people whose problem you're trying to solve. And if you sort of finding it hard to build that panel, then that's a bit of an alarm bell straight away, because you should be able to find people with the problem. I'll give you an example here. Crazy idea. You've come up with an amazing device that detects whether an oncoming dog is aggressive. So as a dog walker, you can avoid them. I've just invented that idea. Go and find people who have dogs or walk dogs, talk to them. Do they think that's a problem? Would they be interested in your solution? And do this in open conversations. Don't lead them. Don't say, I've invented this thing, isn't it great? Actually ask them about their experience of walking a dog. Have they ever come across that problem? And what you'll find is you'll come out with loads of assumptions, things that you thought were the case, but actually you're not quite sure. So map those assumptions out, how important they are or how unknown they are, and concentrate on building something, anything that will test those assumptions and try and prove out whether your hunch is right, whether your vision for what you want to do with your invention is going to actually build into a viable business. So there's all kinds of things you can do. Problem interviews is a good starting place. You can create explainer leaflets or videos, so just marketing material, basically to say, I've invented this great thing before you've actually done it. Do you like it? Get people's feedback on it. What do they think? You can do what's called fake door marketing, where you have a website that promotes something as if it's already there, perhaps even with a price and a buy it now button, and see who clicks on that button. When they click on it, it says, oh, sorry, we're not quite ready yet, but you found out that they're interested enough to click that button. Concierge, MVP, minimum viable product, even more sophisticated. You get human beings doing a tailored service for those potential customers. And if you can make that work, then maybe a clever automated version of that would be well received. Or finally, a Wizard of Oz one, where you actually have things going on behind the scenes that people don't know about. So they think they're interacting with a real clever bit of tech, but actually it's human beings doing the hard work. The critical thing is you've got to engage with users and find out what they want. And trust what people do, not what they say. Philips did some research on their boombox, asked what colour people wanted. They said, oh, the yellow, the red, the blue. At the end of the day, they said, take one away as a thank you. They all took the black one. So trust what people do, not what they say.